Hi everyone. In club we are having a tournament called the Grand Prix where you play a round every week for 6 weeks, every Thursday night. And this is my round 1 game. I am in the open section, and because my rapid grade is only 1 to 8, I'm going to certainly be up against it and probably take some hammerings. However, due to the lack of people being in round 1, I was faced against Steve Rigby, who is an absolute inspirational man. He has been with the club, I think, since it started. And what happens is, in club we have like 2 rooms. We have like a front room and a back room. The back room is done is where we do like advanced coaching, which I'm in, and all the people in the open are in as well. Done by someone called Phil Adams, and he's over 2100 ELO, so it's therefore good high quality coaching, and it's only a £5 per session. And Steve does the front room. So the idea is and he like captains the 5th team. So the idea is it's like all the young players it is, and he like brings them through, and then once they're ready they move on to the back room for more advanced stuff. Because Steve's 122 ECF, so once they get like around like 100 plus, then they don't learn as much off him, so they go into the back room. But because he's like been a headmaster and all that, he's very good at working with kids. And I found him very inspirational, and he's a very nice person as well. And he does the 4NCL second team, and he's one of my heroes. Anyway, here comes the game anyway, and he was white and kicked off with D4. The time control, by the way, was 25 minutes each, so this explains the very dodgy play that occurs in this game by both sides, especially me. Anyway, D4, knight F6, C4, E6, knight F3, so it won't let me do my Nimzo Indian. Fair enough. C5, E3, now it transposes into a symmetrical English. And here I think the best is C takes D4, E takes D4, knight C6. However, I play a dreadful move on move 4, knight C6, which could have been hit immediately by D5, but instead he plays knight C3, and after G6 he plays D5, and this move already gives white a significant advantage. And after E takes D5, C takes D5, the only move really is knight A5, and now E4, and white has got 2 very strong centre pawns against a misplaced knight and a clear advantage. Instead I blunder on move 7 with knight E7 question mark. And now he could have immediately won by D6, knight F5, knight B5. And how am I stopping the knight coming to C7 without sacrificing a piece for the pawn? Look here, what? He plays E4, which is still very strong, but he doesn't win immediately. D6, bishop G5, bishop G7. I have like a Benoni, but with a knight badly misplaced on E7, and this gives white a very good advantage. Bishop B5 check, bishop D7, now queen A4. Now I panicked a bit here. I could have played bishop takes B5. I was worried about knight takes B5, but I can simply castle. White hasn't got much here except a small advantage. Also, if queen takes B5 check, then queen D7, queen B3 and castles, and black is also fine. I could also have castled, and after bishop takes F6, if bishop takes F6 trying to remove the guard, then I have the in-between move bishop takes B5. If bishop takes E7, then bishop takes A4, bishop takes D8, bishop takes C3 check, B takes C3, and rook A takes D8. And black has got a bishop against the knight, so this is quite a good position. H6 I played, bishop H4, G5, a bit weakening, bishop G3, hitting at the backward pawn on D6. However, the pawn is actually immune, or not immune, but what black can get away with leaving it on Prix by castling. If bishop takes D6, then bishop takes B5. If knight takes B5, then A6, and white is losing material. So queen takes b5 is forced. Now queen takes d6 and e5 wins the piece back. But after queen b6, queen takes b6, a takes b6, e takes f6, bishop takes f6. And black is definitely better here, with strong pressure on white's isolated pawn, which rather than a tower of strength is now a weakness. There is pressure down the A and going to be some pressure down the E line as well. The bishop of f6 is also very strong. And black has certainly got a lot of compensation for the double B pawns here. Instead, white should castle after I castle, with a slight advantage. Instead I played knight c8, passive move. Now he plays e5, and now I blunder with queen e7. I thought this move looks good, pinning the e pawn to the king. But no, I should have played d takes e5, knight takes e5, knight b6, queen b3, takes, queen takes, and knight fd7, which is definitely better for white, but it's not disastrous. Okay, queen e7, castles, and now I've got two pieces on Prix, so d takes e5, knight takes e5. If castles, then knight takes d7, knight takes d7, d6. If bishop takes d7, by the way, knight b6 wins the material back. And after d6, queen d8, rook a d1. White has got very, very strong pressure. Knight b6, and now he should have just retreated the queen to b3, and after castles, knight takes d7, knight takes d7, d6. White has got a crushing position. Instead, he makes it easy via bishop takes d7 check, and now I have two captures here. One leads to equality, one leads to game over pretty much. Shem played a game over one with knight b takes d7, double question mark. Knight f takes d7 is best because now the white queen is on Prix, so there's no time for any rook e1s. So say queen b5. Now I can take the knight off. a6, queen a5, knight c4. And now the forced move is bishop takes h8, knight takes a5, rook ae1, knight c4, takes, king takes. And black has got a very strong knight on b4. And in fact, white's bishop and pawn on b2 are both on Prix, but white will have enough compensation because of the bishop against the knight in the open position. However, I played knight b takes d7, and after rook fe1, I could probably resign this. Instead, I try castles, and now knight g6 I was worried about. Winning the exchange is crushing. However, he misses an absolute really crushing move, and I will give you 5 seconds to spot it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How come he just didn't play knight c6, and my queen has got no squares, and this is resignable. Knight g6 also could have been played. However, he plays knight c4, letting me off. Queen d8, after d6. White has still got a significant advantage, but it's not decisive, and after a6 I'm threatening to win a piece, so queen c2, rook e8, fighting back, queen d2, trying to overprotect d6, seeing as that's the main strong point in white's position. Knight h5, going after the bishop, rook takes e8, queen takes e8, rook e1, queen d8, queen e3, queen d5 is very strong here, centralizing the queen. Now knight df6, just simply leaving the c5 pawn on Prix. You can tell this is rapid. I was already down to less than 5 minutes. But he doesn't take it and goes queen e7, which was the move I was most worried about. Knight takes g3, h takes g3, bishop f8, and now he could have just took on b7 and then took on a6. And that's crushing. However, he makes an absolute terrible move, which actually wins me the game with queen takes d8. It's a bit like a game I showed you not too long ago where I think I swapped the queens off and lost the game. This is a bit like it. Because after rook takes d8, the d6 pawn is actually being lost by force. There are 2 pieces on it, and after rook d1 I can remove the guard with b5. And here I had 2 minutes left and he had 4 minutes left, so we both stopped notating. What basically happened was he moved the knight and I took the pawn with the rook. We swapped rooks off, and then we both maneuvering our kings into central positions, and then I won a second pawn via a fork. And then he blundered the piece a couple of moves later, and then I just rammed the 2 queenside pawns up the board, and we helped the knight and got promoted the pawn with checkmate with just 46 seconds left. You know what's bizarre is that I played really terrible in this game with like 25 minutes, and then when I got to like less than 2 minutes I started actually playing like all the best moves. And I don't really get how that happened. But anyway, it puts me on 1 out of 1, because I was a bit worried to finish in this tournament with 0, because most of the players I'm going to be playing are like 150, 160, 170, and I'm 1 to 8 at rapid. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave any comments and thoughts, and thanks very much.